really thinking that the woman on the right is such a beautiful woman whose face launched 1,000 ships?
I love you! I'm supposed to believe they went to war for her?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Now, Lupita Nyong'o was the wrong choice for Helen of Troy. Let's talk about it. This is gonna be like a little commentary makeup session because I am shocked at what I saw online and what I actually saw in the theaters. So I want to talk about it. I do like watching shows and movies and things as a form of escapism. I'm going to admit to that. I do also like looking at camera angles, lighting, lightening of the set and things like that. I don't want to be an actor, but I do want to be on a set, like helping make a movie because I like equipment like that. When it comes to movies and TV shows, I do watch a lot. So I was very surprised when I saw that people were complaining about Lupita Nyong'o being Helen of Troy. And yes, I have seen Troy. I saw some videos of what I thought was actually coming from the movie and they turned out to be AI. And based on that, people were using that specific scene or specific recreation as a means to chastise the fact that Lupita Nyong'o was Helen of Troy and her sister So let's go ahead and do a full face of makeup while we talk about why Lupita Nyong'o was really the wrong choice or maybe a genius choice for Helen of Troy, and if Nolan decides to make Troy in his own way. I would love to see the point of view from Helen and still using Lupita as Helen. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Get out the way. If you are new to my channel, my name is Ohemaa. Welcome. I don't generally do commentary type things, but I'm very passionate about this because Lupita is a beautiful lady. And I really feel like this falls under the purview of a lot of people in the world try to push the narrative that dark-skinned women are not attractive, that we're not worth it, that we should not, like nobody should fight for us. That is so wrong. And I really wanted to just talk about this because I want to see the movie completely different from the weird videos that people are using online, okay? But if you're a returning subscriber, hey. Okay, this is about the first video that I saw of, you know, Lupita Nyong'o being Helen of Troy. I was very surprised by this. I thought, okay, like...
I didn't do nothing. Shoplifting ain't against the law. I asked to buy Kool-Aid with food stamps and y'all said you don't do that no more, but I gotta get my nails done.
That was the first video that I saw of Lupita being Helen of Troy, and I thought, why are they talking about Kool-Aid? Like this is it's probably not even the right thing. And it turns out it was not it was AI generated. I did watch the movie yesterday, and I felt like I needed to talk about it because the whole time I was sitting there waiting. I was waiting with bated breath, like, is Lupita gonna be the first scene? Y'all. The role of Lupita in that movie was a span of 10 minutes. Like, literally, altogether, her role was 10 minutes. So I don't understand why people are so outraged. It was a beautiful 10 minutes. I was waiting for her to show up. I pulled out my camera. Don't copyright strike my video. But I pulled out my phone and I was like, look at this gorgeous face. I would absolutely go to war for her. The scene that you just saw was like a 30-second, like I want to say maybe like a 2-second clip in the whole movie where, spoiler alert, there's going to be spoiler alerts in here. So if you haven't yet watched the movie and you don't want to see it, just please scroll past, okay? Where she was mourning or yelling for her husband not to kill her child. That was like a 2-second scene. Let me go ahead. If I'm going to talk and not put my foundation on, so let me... So how does somebody decide to take that clip and make it exactly what it is? Take the clip and think, oh, black woman means that she must know, like, why would someone do that? Next video on the chopping block. Let me go ahead and apply my foundation because I don't know how to do commentary and my makeup. I'm just gonna talk and not do the makeup, okay?
Dudes who look like my foot are trying to convince us that Lupita Nyong'o isn't a fucking smoke show. Dudes who smell like a literal bag of mulch are trying to convince us that Lupita Nyong'o isn't a fucking 10 out of 10. What are we Dudes who have not been laid in decades are trying to convince us that Lupita Nyong'o isn't a fucking babe. Can we please demonstrate a little self-awareness? Please act like you have a little self-awareness. This is embarrassing. You have not felt the touch of a woman this century, which is probably why you are the way that you are. And you're trying to convince us that this isn't just beauty personified. What are we talking about? Please demonstrate a little bit of self-awareness. My God.
How can someone hate on this beautiful bone structure? Because honey, yeah, this is exactly how I felt too, my first look at Lupita, because I was literally in the theaters waiting to see Lupita. I'm like, where is she? Is she gonna come the first scene? Is she gonna come the second scene? Like, when is my girl gonna show up? And honey, she showed up at the exact moment we needed her to show up, and she showed out, okay? She looked absolutely, absolutely stunning. The cheekbone, the jawbone. As soon as I saw her, I was like, yeah, they definitely went to war for the right face. But in the movie, Christopher Nolan did tell us Agamemnon did not only go to war for his wife's sister, he went to war in an attempt to control the trade route that was coming through Troy. We know someone who is at war for trade routes, okay? Yeah, so it was a disguise. Yes, Troy had his brother's wife, but he also went there so that he can secure a little bit of, you know, money. It turns out that that war actually ended up being the thing that allowed other people to come in and conquer Greece or the Spartan, whatever mythological world they had at that time, okay? Let me show you the clip they took to make that video of her saying something about Kool-Aid.
Who doesn't understand pain? Or blood? The gods told you.
Then I defy them.
Like, that was it. That was the only scene that they had with Lupita as Helen's sister, who is the lady whose daughter was sacrificed, of her yelling and screaming for her daughter. That was it. That was the clip that people took and demented and turned into that weird Paris I love you videos you probably have seen, or the Kool-Aid video that you've been seeing around. That was it. She didn't even say anything. She just screamed for her child in that video. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and show you a different video to make a point of people just heard Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy and decided to be...
It's a fictional character, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, and Black Panther is also a fictional character, but are we going to cast a white woman to play Black Panther? No, that would be weird. Just like it would be weird to cast an 80-year-old to play Spider-Man. And why would it be weird? Because the audience associates a distinct set of characteristics with that character. And when the actor portraying that character does not align with those characteristics, it takes the audience out.
This is not a real photo. This is an AI photo altering from her role from 12 Years a Slave.
I have actual footage of Lupita playing the character, and yeah, she is gorgeous. They styled her so beautiful. They styled her sister, who she doubles as, so beautiful. Like, when I first saw her, I'm not gonna say the name. I can't. When she showed up, the outfit she was wearing, absolutely stunning, okay? You can't tell me that she was not pretty as her sister and also as Helen of Troy.
The movie is so new, we don't even have actual photos of Lupita playing the character. How are you gonna say she don't fit the description if she won World's Most Beautiful in 2014? Not only is she recognized for her beauty, she also won the Academy Award for her acting as well. So if you're going to hire an actress that's playing a character that's considered the most beautiful woman and has a twin sister in the story, which means this actress has the ability to play two characters, then you would need to find someone who's not only recognized for their beauty, but also recognized for their acting chops. And why wouldn't she, other than my fiance, be the best fit?
I don't think Lupita Nyong'o is the right casting. Lupita Nyong'o is a woman in her 40s.
I was just gonna, she's 46.
I don't think it's the right casting. I think it takes you out of it. I think it doesn't make sense. Like, you're watching this Greek epic. That is what we're there to watch. I think it takes you out of it. I don't know who, like, her parents are going to be played by. If it doesn't make any sense, it's going to be really jarring.
Okay, I don't know who these two podcasters are, okay? I don't. But to comment on she's 40 something, or she's in her 40s playing Helen of Troy, does she look like she's in her 40s? They have used grown women to play teenagers in movies for a while. They have used teenagers to play grown women in movies for a while. So what does it matter that a woman looking as beautiful as she is playing Helen of Troy? And then for you to sit here and say, oh my God, it's so jarring, and it takes you out of it. It takes you out of what? Because as soon as she shows up, it shows, like, they plaster her age on the screen, and it tells you, like, oh my God, who talks like that?
You're upset by the casting of Lupita Nyong'o as Helen in the Odyssey. I'm going to take about 90 seconds to show you why nobody takes you seriously and no one gives a shit about your little hurt feelings. One of the main people leading the charge is Elon Musk. How can anyone take Elon Musk seriously, right, when he was begging to come to the island? He was begging to come to the island on Christmas. We can have a conversation about historical accuracy, right, but the Odyssey is not a documentary, this is mythology. Helen's parents are the god Zeus and either a goddess named Nemesis or a princess named Leda, who Zeus disguised himself as a swan to essay. Same Zeus, by the way, that can throw lightning bolts and turn himself into a cow. This is the mythology that you are getting upset over. Even if the Odyssey was straight up history, you didn't care about historically inaccurate armor in Troy. You didn't care about the modern umbrella in Troy. You didn't care about the Aryan German actor playing Helen. You want Greeks, right, in these stories. You want Greek representation. Well, this was a German actor, Diane Kruger. Getting a lot of people putting her up on a pedestal as a perfect casting, right, and comparing her to Lupita. You didn't care about historical accuracy in 300, or Prince of Persia, or Alexander, or The Passion of the Christ, or the new Passion of the Christ, where the actor is from Finland. You literally could not get farther away genetically from what Jesus was with a Finnish actor. You didn't care about historical accuracy when it came to Braveheart. Braveheart was dealing with very real history, very real historical figures, and this is all basically make-believe, right? But it's a good story. It's an artistic representation of what happened. You didn't care about historical accuracy in one of the least accurate movies ever made, The Patriot, right? Because it tells a good story. You didn't care about historical accuracy in Gladiator either, did you? Pushing aside the history, you didn't even care about mythological accuracy, right, in Troy, which was an adaptation of the Iliad, because Achilles and Patroclus were lovers. They were not cousins. They changed this so it wouldn't hurt your fucking feelings. Achilles' rage at the killing of his lover is one of the driving forces in the entire Iliad. You guys also didn't care that the story that took place over 10 years was condensed into 15 days, right? You didn't care that Agamemnon was killed in the movie when in the story he survived. Just like you didn't care that Paris survived in the movie when in the Iliad he dies. You didn't care that they changed Helen's entire backstory in the film. Now that you have Christopher Nolan tackling the Odyssey, which is not the Iliad, guys, these are actually separate stories. You keep comparing this stuff. I think you think they're the same story. This is its own thing, right? Helen of Troy is mentioned 23 times in the Odyssey, and 11 of those are in book 4, right? This is a side character. But now we have this casting, you are pissing your pants. The only actual requirement for Helen of Troy is being beautiful, which Lupita Nyong'o is. And the only requirement Christopher Nolan had was, are you a good actor? This is a woman who gave one of the best performances in a horror movie ever in a great film that is not talked about enough that I think is better than Get Out. While she'll be in the Odyssey, you have to pretend you care, right? You have to pretend you care about the Iliad, you have to pretend you care about the Odyssey and Greek mythology, all this shit that you don't actually care about, and guess what? You're still gonna go sit your big dumbass down and watch the movie regardless, most likely just a grifter. The cold hard truth of this, and when this movie is successful with your help, right, you can go cry.
Period, honey. We could not get seats, okay? We could not get seats in the regular movie theater, like, you know, like a regular SD, HD, whatever. I don't know. My husband buys tickets. I don't buy movie tickets. He knows I like movies. A movie comes out. He's like, hey, you want to watch this? I'm like, yeah, I was thinking about it. And then we go and we watch it. But he said that he couldn't find tickets in the regular show. So he had to buy like a VIP or IMAX ticket. I can't remember. But honey, the tickets are sold out. Okay? The tickets are literally sold TF out. The hate is working. I did see a video that I think I'm going to end with because, honey, I can't talk and do my makeup. I cannot do it. If I want to do commentary, I literally have to sit here and talk about what I gotta talk about because I can multitask, but I can't multitask like this. Okay, let's listen to this video and it would be the end of our video because I can't.
Casting Lupita as Helen of Troy was such a stroke of genius because all of those dudes who were like, who will go to war for her? It turns out the entire internet, and we are still fighting about it. She is the perfect Helen of Troy. That is all that is expected of Helen of Troy, that people go to war for her.
Right now, we are going to war for Lupita. I mean, I don't know if you're going to war for Lupita, but I'm going to war for Lupita because, honey, she is beautiful, and I would literally go to war for her. So to say that Lupita was a wrong cast for Helen of Troy And then to see that people are actually going to war for Lupita and still to think that she was the wrong choice, I can't help you. That is all I have to say. I can't do my makeup and make this video, so I'm just gonna end it here. Representation matters. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Lupita as Helen of Troy down below in the comments. Let's talk about it. I can't talk and do my makeup at the same time, so I'm gonna go. Love you lots, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.
I just got out of the movies because I saw the Odyssey finally. Finally had some time to go see it. Loved it. Incredible film. I actually really love the fact that the actual message of the story is that if you break the rules of peace to control trade routes for a rapist who is claiming to protect women, it'll end up creating a dark age that destroys all of civilization. That is
Get out the way. Who got a watch? Who got the time? I'm racing the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want bigger rocks. I got